My team is back, baby! Sorry, that was a really excitable intro. But my team is back. Finally. It's taken some time. It's taken some tweaks to the mods, i.e. getting a new one. Link in the description as always. It's still Lotus. It's just a couple of differences. You'll see them, but it's not a big deal. We're coming back for the Spanish Grand Prix. 30-something laps. It's going to be fun, hopefully. We're going to win, hopefully. And see what happens. We're almost halfway through Season 2, so who knows? But let's just get straight into it, get straight into qualifying, and yeah, see what we can do. So it looks like qualifying is going to be wet. I had a look at the forecast, and it was just wet. It looked full wet conditions. We may get out of the inters, but we'll set a couple of laps on the full wets and then see what we can do. And that is exactly what we have done. We have set a lap, or 2 laps. No, a lap on the wets. And I'm taking the risk. I'm being a very silly person here. I'm going to try and get a good lap in on the inters towards the end of qualifying. Yeah, I have no idea how this is going to work, but so far it looks like it's just on that crossover period. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can move from P22 on that wet lap to not P22, preferably, fingers crossed. Anyways, coming through turn 3 now, a long right-hander heading up towards turn 4. There is ABS, ABS has been turned off. Purple sector 1 set perfectly, brilliant, through turn 4 and heading through towards turn 5. It's a bit more than a 90-degree bend. It's not a nice corner. And then turn 6, this little curve here, before turn 7, breaking down to 3rd gear to turn left, then right, holding it to the left-hand side of the track to put it to the right for another straight. This will be a DRS zone in the race. He's talking to races drive. It doesn't matter, Mark. It doesn't matter. Through turn 10. It's a bit of a different profile from the last year's game and the last season. And then through turn 12, heading up towards turn 13. The one part of this track that I really don't like, this area here. Through, trying not to lock up in turn 14, through to 15. Oh, that's a shocking corner. But we didn't get any underbody damage or anything. We're about 2 seconds up on our wet lap time. Can we do it? Can we pass the line? That's going to be fastest, baby. That's going to be the fastest lap of the season. Session. That is, hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be pole. Everyone will be doing their final laps now, and we'll see what happens.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. It's a race which saw Max Verstappen take victory on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016, after that dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down into turn 1. This is a 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through the 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Reed lines up on pole position, and it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Carlos Sainz and Verstappen, Schwartzman, Leclerc, Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, Russell, Ocon, Lance Stroll and Albon, Mick Schumacher, Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda and Kevin Magnussen, Joe, Oscar Piastri, Liam Lawson, they've taken a grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And with me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun. doing what they do, and that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
There we go, pole position, our first one.
I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
We got this. I forgot to also mention, there was supposed to be the Miami Grand Prix before this race, but then things happened and I lost the footage because it was recorded a very long time ago. So no Miami Grand Prix. It wasn't anything special. I ended up DNFing, so that's fun. Anyways, we're going to go to a soft, medium, soft strategy, hopefully being able to change that down to a soft, medium strategy towards the end of the race. We'll see what we can do. We do have a new mod, which makes the tyres a bit more realistic. They're good to start with, and then once they start falling off, they really fall off. So we'll see how that comes into play. Alright, here we go then. Getting ready to pull up on the grid in our pole position. Everyone else around us is on mediums or even hards. Perez is on the hards, which is a bit interesting. We're going to do a quick burnout before the grid slot. Burn up our rear tyres.
Okay,
Only a green
park,
park, but
now we need to make sure we get
hey,
a great launch as
right.
the race starts.
All good to go. We got Gasly behind us,
Okay,
Perez
so that's the
behind
rest of
him,
the grid forming up
Hamilton,
now. Be
Sainz
patient and watch for those
topping
lights.
off or finishing off the top 5. Let's get ready to rumble. Here we are then in Barcelona, so 5 red lights. We are underway for the Spanish Grand Prix, getting a pretty good launch, heading down towards turn 1. Gasly falls behind on the harder set of tyres. A couple of scraps happening behind us, but I think we're going to make it into turn 1 very, very nicely and ahead of everyone else. Gasly sticks quite close behind us, about 0.2 seconds behind us, but nothing really he can do just yet. Heading up towards turn 4, it's a move that he's looking to do, and he's going to have a look. We go quite wide in turn 4, as I didn't expect him to go for it, but he backs out towards the end of the move. I don't know what happened there. Anyways, heading through turn 5, up towards turn 6 and 7. We got Gasly still right on our tail. Verstappen has overtaken Sainz. He is also on the hards. Both Red Bulls on the hards on the same strategy, which is a bit odd. You don't normally see that happen in the races, but hey ho. Heading up towards turn 10, we got Gasly right behind as he goes alongside towards the right hand side. Will he make a move into turn 10? No, he won't. We go very wide to fend off our outside, but we leave our inside open for Gasly to have a look. He's going to be right on us, but he falls back behind, back down into P2, settles down a little bit towards the end of the first lap. Hamilton is still very close behind him, but don't think either of them can make a move just yet. We're going to have a nice long slipstream though, down to turn 1 for them. We might just get overtaken here. Fastest lap of the race, of course, because I just stayed in the lead the whole time. It's how it works. Gasly is having a look towards the left-hand side, round our outside of turn 1. He's going to have a look. Will he make it through? No, he won't. He's going to keep on us. He falls actually quite a bit far back now, but he was going to have a look there, and then he just backed out, which was a smart thing to do for the both of us. So, thank God. To end off lap 3, Carlos Sainz has taken the fastest lap, only taken by about 4 other people. As Gasly starts closing in, we pull to the left, he pulls to the right. He's going to have a look down the inside of turn 1. He should have the perfect dive here. But here we go. We're going to have a little bit of a switchback maneuver on him. Yes, we are. That was absolutely textbook maneuver. And that will not be the only time you see that today. I can tell you very free. And Gasly actually falls back into P3. Alright, here we go, heading through turn 7. Now up towards the not long really, but the second DRS straight of the lap. The second one in the Spanish Grand Prix. We're going to have Hamilton right behind us, Gasly right behind him. Sainz and Schwartzman both very, very close as well. Into turn 10. We take it very, very slowly, slowing ourselves down a little bit too much, but it's fine because it protects us. Here we go again. 1 lap later, we got Gasly behind, Hamilton behind him. Sainz and Schwartzman still within a second of us. Within a second of P1. There's a yellow flag behind. I don't know what's going on. That looks like a McLaren going very slowly. Yeah, that's a McLaren. So it's Norris. Gasly, though, is still going to have a look round the outside of turn 10. He's not going to make it go very, very wide. Hamilton has a look through. Sainz and Schwartzman stay behind P4 and P5 respectively. Lando Norris out of the session. And that's created quite a big gap between P5 and P6. Or, no, P6 and P7. Lap 7 towards turn 1 again. We have Hamilton behind us. Will he have a look down the inside? Yes, he will. We're going to be alongside through towards turn 2. We're going to take back P1. We don't think we actually lost it. But we're going to take back the advantage. Checking our tyres. We're about 30% of our tyres. So we probably will come in on the scheduled lap 8. But I do believe if I go on the mediums, if there is a safety car, it'll be close. But if there is a safety car, I can make it to the end of the race on those mediums and only have to pit once. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. We do have Hamilton right behind us heading up towards the DRS zone. Once again, just turned 9 to go before he'll be able to open up that rear wing, gain about 16 kilometers an hour on us compared to our car. However, I think our car is actually about 16 kilometers an hour faster than his. Down into turn 10 we go. Hamilton has a look. Gasly has a look. Schwartzman pulls up into P3. Schwartzman goes up into P2 from P5. What the hell? Alright, here we are. Lap 8. Finishing off the lap now. Going through turn 14 and 15 now. We're going to pull into the pits. We're not going to risk it. I'm starting to feel the grip fall off quite a bit. So we're going to pull into the pits. We're going to put our set of mediums on. And we're going to just take things nice and easily. We should be able to catch up to the back of the pack quite quickly. We should also come out ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, who had to pit last lap for, I believe, a wing change. I don't know why. Norris still holds the fastest lap, even though he is not in the race. That's quite funny. 2.4 second stop. Very, very nice. Putting out the pit lane now. Going back up to racing speed. We're going to be out quite ahead of Daniel and about 10 seconds behind Liam Lawson, who's just ahead of us. Lap 10, a couple of laps after pitting, we're about 6 seconds behind, so we're making good time. The tyres are starting to kick in now, which is really useful for us, so hopefully we can utilise that. 1 lap later, we're only 2 seconds behind. We are much faster. Not faster than the leaders, but much faster than the back markers. The people who started on the mediums, they're starting to fall off very much now, whilst ours are just starting to kick in. So although we won't get a fastest lap just yet, we will get very close, and soon enough be able to start making some moves, some positions before everyone pits. Here we go then, lap 12, behind Liam Lawson in P17, we're in P18. Lawson in the Haas. At the start of this season, we didn't know where he was going to be as we replaced him with Daniel Ricciardo, but now he has a drive for Haas. We got on the inside of turn 7 or turn 8. That was very uncalled for. I did not even see that coming myself. And the switchback manoeuvre into turn 9. Oh my god. Taking DRS off of him. What the fuck? Towards the end of lap 12, a lot of people will probably decide to pit this time. This lap around even. Probably onto the hards from the mediums. A couple of front runners are still staying out. So Gasly, Hamilton, Leclerc, both the Red Bulls, and one of the AlphaTauris. We're in P13. Here we go then, on Latifi, out of turn 9, he's going very slowly. We've got DRS here, heading up towards turn 10. We're going to go down the inside of turn 10 on Nicholas Latifi and the Williams. I don't know why he still has a seat. He has gotten 0 points throughout both seasons, I believe. So that's not fun for him. I don't know whether he'll have a seat. But there's only about 2 or 3 teams left in our My Team career that have been untouched with driver transfers. And that is, if I remember correctly, Mercedes, Red Bull and Williams. Also at the end of lap 13, a lot more people pit. So we've got Tsunoda, Zhou, Hamilton, Schumacher, all coming into the pit. Oh no, Schumacher not coming into the pit, sorry. But we're going to be in P7 with everyone else still out ahead of us. Let's see what we can do. There's been a crash down at turn 1. There's a big stoppage. Let's have a look and see what's happened. Oscar Piastri, the main one involved, the main man. The one that has caused this possibly. Oh my god. George Russell takes out Esteban Ocon and then takes out Piastri, bringing out the safety car on lap 14. We couldn't really have asked for more, actually. Well, I mean, it could have been a lap later. That would have been a bit nicer. After everyone else ahead of us has already pitted. And then we get 3 positions. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to now get back 3 laps where we can just keep our tyres nice and cold, keep them nice and cool, keep them calm and collected. Just like us. We can say that we can just, you know, we can just chill. Everyone's going to pit. We're going to probably be like P3, P4. Both of the Red Bulls going onto soft tyres with 18 laps left. That's a mad strategy. Red Bull and Ferrari have switched places. I don't I don't get it. We're in P2 though. Safety car coming in at the end of lap 16, which will give us around about 18 laps of racing left to go. We have a slight warning on our engine, but it's just our gearbox at 61%, so hopefully that will hold up until the end. Here we go, let's get our tyres warm. Remember as well, Gasly is on new hard tyres, not under racing conditions. They won't have broken in yet, they won't have heated up yet. We're going to be able to just launch ourselves out of this corner. We're going to launch, we're going to push, and then we've got Gasly ahead, who's also going to be doing the same, but we're going to have our ERS. We're going to just absolutely fly towards the rear of his car, towards his gearbox, and past him on the right hand side, back up into P1. That could not have worked better. Thank you, Gasly, for putting the hard tyres on. I'm going to say lap 25 mark. We're not coming in. I'll see you in Parc Ferme, but I'm not going to come in to the pits once more because there's no need, I don't think. So we've had a couple of laps, so just keep our tyres calm. 17 on to 18. We have Gasly behind us. He's going to probably make a look to our right hand side down the inside of turn 1 once again. Here he goes down the inside of turn 1. We're going to go for the switchback. We're drifting it through. Oh my god! Oh my god! Drifting it through to take the position back. Oh, coming through to finish off lap 18 through the last sector now. Shouldn't be long before we start seeing Verstappen and Perez pit in. Well, I say shouldn't be long. A couple of laps, about 5 more laps before they pit back in, which would put Lance Stroll in P3. P3. Jesus, that's a scary thought. Here we go then, lap 21. Nothing much has really happened. There's been not really any change. Gasly and Verstappen and Perez have all been fighting. Verstappen even, having a look to our right. He pushes it. Well, he doesn't push us off the grass. We forget to focus and we go off into the grass down towards turn 1. It's going to be a drag race. Will we switch back on Verstappen as well? Yes, we will. He also goes very wide, leaving us a huge gap and allowing us to slip back up into P1 to take the lead in the Spanish Grand Prix once again. We do still have Verstappen behind us, but not close enough to do anything. Lap 22, Verstappen and Perez pit, or at least Verstappen pits. Sainz actually has a 5-second penalty. I don't know why. Interesting. 10 more laps to go. Skipping ahead a little bit to lap 26 now, going on to 27. Nothing has changed. Nothing. I've been looking at the map. A couple of people have pitted. Nothing in the top 5 has changed whatsoever. Just nothing. Nothing has been happening. That's how I like it, you know. Gasly's close enough that he's going to keep with us, but far enough behind that he's not going to be pushing our tyres too much, and then we shouldn't have an issue with tyres blowing up and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully. Lap 32 of 33, going round the last couple of corners. Is there anything that anyone can do? Hamilton up into P2, Schumacher in P5 actually, Gasly P3, Sainz P4. We have 40% on our tyres. That could very easily drop down to about 60% with this new mod by the end of this lap. It is crazy. We'll just have to see what happens. But here we go, onto the final lap, down in towards turn 1. 0.7 seconds ahead as we fall back down a little bit, down to about 6.6, 0.5, 5 tenths behind us. Tyres up to around about 44, 45%. The rear left at 53, heading through towards turn 4 now. Gasly and Hamilton both within DRS range of us. However, there's only one more DRS zone before the end of the lap, and the end of the lap, the DRS zone before the finish line is very, very short. My mic just fell off its stand. Hang on. Technical difficulties. Anyways, going through towards the final DRS zone now. Lewis Hamilton right behind us. Pierre Gasly right behind him. Will either of them make a move on anyone here? Will anything happen? Hamilton gets nice and close behind us, but nothing happens. A little bit of a drift outside of turn 10 as the tyres really start to fall off through turn 11 and turn 12 now, heading up towards the final couple of corners. Just the right, left, and then long right to go. That's all we have to do. That's all we have left before we take the win here in Spain. We go towards the line, struggling to make it through. Tyres at 50% and 60% on the rear left. But we're going to make it to the checkered flag up in P1 and take the win here in Spain. Oh, Christ.
Fantastic! You just won the Grand Prix.
Yo, Mark, don't scream in my ears, man. Jesus, it's too early for this. That was really loud. Yeah, I'm going to turn that down on the recording, but I'm saying, oh, he screamed.
A well-deserved victory. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout, combined with the track temperatures we saw today, suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
And with that, we take the 25 points, starting in P1, finishing in P1. The strategy just about working out for us, rather than going back in for soft, which should have probably put us down in around about P10. We would have been able to fight back on the last couple of laps with those softs. But, I mean, looking at the gaps, looking at the differences, I mean, Schumacher was 9 seconds behind, so we wouldn't have been able to catch up to the podium. We would have probably only been able to finish P4 at a max. So luckily we stayed out. We fought. The tyres were on the edge. And if we ever do something like that again, they may burst. I will be real. That mod is insane. It's a very fun mod. I'll leave a link in the description to it. But, yeah. That is the Spanish Grand Prix. We'll have a look at the standings now. And you can see that we just take the lead by a singular point. 1 point on Pierre Gasly, 8 on Norris, and then it's a big gap between Norris and Sainz. McLaren, our main rivals this season, very easily could be a 3, maybe 4-way fight for the drivers, and a 2-way fight for the constructors all the way till the end of the season. But so far, we're in the lead. Us and Ricciardo doing good. His joint P6 with Sergio Perez right now. Will he be able to get up any higher? Hopefully so. I mean, he's less than a win off of us. If all of the top 6 DNF and Ricciardo wins, Ricciardo will take the lead of the championship. It's unlikely, but you know, I'm just putting it out there. This is only round 6 as well. There's another 10 rounds to go. 2 rounds before some driver transfers, where I'll definitely be keeping Ricciardo because he's starting to perform quite well. Other than today, it was a bit unfortunate for him having to stop very early and then just preserve his tyres, but we'll keep him on, see if anyone else moves. And I also realised I lied when I said earlier that there was 3 teams that haven't been touched. Only 2, Red Bull and Williams. Every other team has had some form of driver transfer. So, mental stuff. Which one of them will make the move next? Who knows? You have to keep watching to find out. Anyways, thank you for watching. I know it has been a very, very long time since the My Team episode has come out, and I apologise for that. I really do. Stuff's been going on. I've been doing my A-levels. I've been passing my driving test. I've been doing all this stuff, and I've been focusing more on myself outside, you know, working on my schoolwork. But this will still stay. I mean, my team will maybe only be once, if twice a week. But driver career mode, I've brought that back just because it's an easy thing to do. Less time to actually spend doing it, and you know, I don't really care much about it because it's like a side series. But thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, make sure to join me again and check out some of my other videos, some of the driver career modes, and then there's also a couple of, like, you know, like Assetto Corsa videos. There's one that I did, it's like 40 minutes long and it got like 40 views, so that's fun. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.